What is going on, Duckers? And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Decaf Decoy live stream, or the Decoy Voice live stream, because that's who we are over on Kick. I see quite a bit of people over on Kick, and when I say quite a bit of people, I think there's like 5 of you guys. What is it? Jim DA, All You Can Eat, Pesticide 5. So I'm glad you guys are tuning in over there, because this is the first day that we're only on Decaf Decoy. So we'll figure it out. I see a lot of you guys were trying to bet on what color my shirt was going to be. Thinking magenta and white, but I think this is like, what is it? Like a navy blue or gray or whatever. Honestly, I don't wear too many lighter color t-shirts. I don't know what that is. The way that it comes up on camera, we don't know. You guys are hearing double? Is it? There shouldn't be any audio playing. This is muted. This is muted. This chat might be lagged out though. No, yeah, nobody's hearing it. Check the tabs. Yeah, I think it's only just the one person here in double. Yeah. A-okay on the sound. See, the thing is, this is so delayed and lagged. I thought I had it on a super low latency. It's ultra low latency. I don't know why the chat is so delayed, but it should be good. Should be good. Oh, you accidentally had me on Kick too, so I appreciate that. Do you think... Let me know. Do you guys think that I should be also streaming on other platforms, like major platforms? Like here we are on YouTube, trying to see if we can build up the second channel. But should we, given the opportunity, go over on a certain other platform, the large platform? Stream on CNN? I mean, I wish. That'd be... I feel like... Sad to say, I probably could get better ratings than most of the people, the personalities on CNN as it is right now. But honestly, they just... The only audience they have left is their deeply entrenched, like, guys that are still wearing N95 masks in 2025. I don't think they're gonna hard pivot. Yeah, so nobody says I should go to Twitch, but honestly, it's a different audience than we have here. And the other thing I thought is, Asmongold has his criticisms of the platform, but he's still on there. And Tectone, even though he gets banned on there like almost monthly, he keeps on going back. I don't know what the logic is behind that, but honestly, I'll follow their lead. I feel like they're the pace car in the world that is live streaming, because I just don't know much about it. So thank you, Neobach Truck, for saying congrats on 40K. Yeah, 40K is not a great number, but I feel like it's a good number for an emerging channel, especially since I haven't been streaming consistently. But honestly, I might turn that up a bit on the Decaf Decoy channel, because I haven't been doing anything on Decoy Voice as much. Weekly, yeah, I've been doing weekly, but I'm honestly thinking maybe like bi-weekly. Yeah, Book says you could do Twitch if you want to battle the crowd, try to bring sense to them. Because honestly, I think that right now, Twitch probably needs more opposite voices from somebody like Hassan on there. Like, honestly, I feel like a lot of the people that listen to me, especially during like election season, they would talk about like, oh, I was very Democrat by default, I was a liberal, etc., etc. And then when they found my channel, it was more of a middle ground for them to say, oh, you opened my eyes to a lot of things that the Democrats are doing wrong, and for the first time they voted Trump, or whatever it may be. And I honestly always thought that you needed a channel like mine, because I'll just say, this is way back in the day when the Donald was a big subreddit on Reddit, and you have people on Reddit that are mainly liberal. They banned the Donald. So people that may have been exposed to conservative values or just ideas Donald Trump had, like America First things or populist things, concepts, they had the Donald to go to. But once you ban the Donald off of Reddit, and they had the what was their website? It wasn't the Donald. It was like Patriots or something. Not Truth Social, the one that the fans made. The website that the fans made, it was just the most extreme versions of MAGA. So if you were a liberal voter and you got sick and tired of the lies, you don't like Governor Gavin Newsom, you think Biden is a terrible, sleepy president, and you were starting to think, maybe I do want to vote for Trump. And this is an actual scenario that I saw, is you went on the Donald website or the Patriots website, and you saw like memes about the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Like, if you were going to make your gradual departure from the left, from the Democrats, to voting conservative, or at least America First politicians, You're not going to get there from an extreme like hot to cold where it's like, I don't like what the Democrats are doing with my tax dollars. I look at the other side, and all of a sudden you see memes about somebody passing away. Like maybe it's a personal hero or whatever it may be, and it's like it's too much of a staunch difference. So it's like it's nice to have, I would say, like a middle ground where it's like I never go too hard on the other side, and I try my best to not make fun of their parents, but you need that. So possibly something like Twitch, me being on there, would be beneficial for someone that just like maybe someone that loves Hasan, watches all his streams, and then doesn't like him doing essentially propaganda for the CCP. Maybe they don't like it when he's possibly electrocuting his dog on stream and likely lying to his audience for months on end. Maybe they don't like it that much, but maybe they have preconceived notions about Asmongold, or they're not ready to listen to like a Ben Shapiro quite yet. They could go to a Decoy Voice on Twitch and maybe hear the other side. Maybe not jump over quite yet, but at least hear the other side. It wasn't Getter, it was that Patriots website, I believe. I don't know how people manage, they must say nothing of relevance. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's easy to get banned on platforms. Maybe now. Okay, you say Twitch is way too liberal, but honestly, I don't want to get in a situation where I only try to talk to my staunch supporters. Where like, I know a lot of these guys, they'll be on stream and they'll talk to the audience, and as soon as their audience gives them the slightest bit of pushback, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as our audience gives them the slightest bit of pushback, they're like, oh, banned. Oh, you've been subscribed to me for 52 weeks? Banned. I don't care. You said one dissenting opinion, one thing that I didn't quite like, that you don't just worship the ground I walk on. You're banned on here forever. Yeah, nothing Hasan does is base. It's sad. Yeah, thank you, Nia Bakshuk. And also the idea that I think you guys can also give me, if I was on Twitch, you could give me that Twitch Prime sub. Like I was explaining to my father the other day, where if you have Amazon Prime, you can give me a paid membership just by connecting your Twitch account and saying, hey, I'm gonna give him the free $5 from Amazon Prime. You won't using it on anything else, might as well give it to me. What's up, Bite Deity? Glad to see you here. You think there'd be some suppression? The one thing I would say is, if you were watching the live stream last week, Decaf Decoy, it got cut. There could be censorship, but if you're across all these different platforms, if some weird rule gets enforced on me here, Kick, or even Twitch, at least there's other places where like my channel doesn't die, where I have to take a involuntary, unpaid for vacation because hey, we saw something AI related, or AI combed through your channel and saw something that broke a rule you had no idea existed. Now you're gone for a month, I wish I could talk to Asmon about it. I mean, I don't want to bug them with like my day-to-day issues. It's nice enough that he's replied to the DMs I've sent and given me a lot of great advice. So I appreciate him, appreciate Tectone, I appreciate everybody that's a large multi-million subscriber and multi-millionaire streamer that comes out to give me advice. Because even though I do have the million subscribers over on Decoy Voice, I just have a small percentage of what it is to be constantly bombarded with messages, just nonstop emails, DMs, Twitter DMs. It's nonstop. So I appreciate when they'll like give advice to me like a nobody. Asmongold and his sidekick AI David Attenborough would enjoy it. Who is that? I don't know who that is. It's like, okay, so we got like 258 over here on this platform. I think it's going to echo for a second, but I want to check my Kick. I want to check my who's watching there. Mute that. Yeah, we got 32 people over there, so I'm glad to see it. Decoy Voice, all you can eat saying Decoy Voice on Unsubscribed Podcast. I would love to be. I mean, I'm just glad that Donut Operator invited me to the range day. Had a blast. I would show you some footage from that, but that's why I got suspended for a day. So no more footage from the range day for me on live stream, because apparently that breaks the rules. I'm glad Asoabi, I don't even know how to pronounce your name, but you're the mod over there. Appreciate you hanging out and taking care of my stuff over there, because I know that you mod Donut, and I thought you'd maybe mod is it Nux? I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching me over on Kick. I know that these splits over there are way better than they are on YouTube. Oh, wait. Oh, that's Asmongold's editor's got that AI voice. Yeah, the AI voice for the Clips channel that they add. That's pretty cool. It does get my foot in the door to be invited on the podcast, though. I would say it's like, I think that I have such a different energy than all those guys. Like his whole crew is cool. His whole crew is cool on the Unsubscribed podcast. But honestly, I'm kind of more of a quieter individual. Like I know I talk a lot on this show, but this is just me, so I got to fill up all they did air. If you watch my appearance over on the Timcast IRL, a lot of people were complaining in the chat that I didn't talk that much. But honestly, it's just I'm kind of a quiet guy when I don't need to talk. And I don't like interjecting myself into things, so it's just kind of a thing where, would I be the best guest on the Unsubscribed podcast? I don't know. Not because anything on them, but it's just me, like my personality type. Yeah. Talking about muskets. Yeah, I don't even think I can show that on there. Appreciate that, Reality Truth. But yeah, so I mean, it wasn't, that's the thing, is everybody was talking about how it was like Tim that was talking over me. It wasn't Tim. It was just his team has such a good flow. They have a good dynamic. They talk to each other all the time, and I'm by no means blaming them for my live streaming performance on their show. This is just on me. But I would say it is a bizarre scenario for just a guy like me, kind of soft-spoken, to go from the West Coast all the way over to the DC area. You're flying like, I don't fly much at all. Flying, what's a flight, like 6 or 7 hours? Plus, you tack on 2 hours at the airport, another hour to get out there, an hour to drive to his compound, go in a hotel. You're just alone for a long period of time. Just alone. You get to the show, you're hanging out, you're kind of alone, and then, boom, you're in front of like 30,000 people live streaming on the internet. It's like, it was a little bit riveting for me to try to like be entertaining and be like, witty on topics I know nothing about. Like, I talk about politics, I talk about recent events, but that's really not my wheelhouse, Like, so I did much better, I think, on the Pop Culture Crisis show I did maybe a year before. Why the bat? Because I need something to do. I'm kind of fidgety. I used to sit when I live stream, but honestly, I feel like it's too constricting. So I had the bat. I'm just holding something. I'm just doing whatever. ADHD. Not gangster, not paranoia. Probably just ADHD. That's what I say. You're a revolver pace, they're machine gun pace, they'll talk in circles, you speak linear. The one thing I would say about me is like, with my shows, when like Asmongold can knock out like 6 episodes of something on his main channel a day, and Tim Pool can. Honestly, I feel like they're a machine gun, I'm a musket. Like me to do an episode on anything, it takes me at least 6 hours now. So hopefully with Decaf Decoy, and if I do a whole bunch of episodes a day, like a whole bunch of recordings a day, and then maybe I bring up like a Thursday live stream, 2 more casual, maybe video games or something, we can just flood the site with content, and maybe we can grow this channel too. That'd be cool. It's a wiffle ball bat. The real Victus pencil bat is like $500. There's no way I'm spending $500 on a metal bat. There's no league I could even play in to use it. So this is a wiffle ball bat. It's pretty cool. I like it. Content's higher quality, but I think YouTube right now is rewarding volume of content, lower quality. Watch time is king again. Because remember when watch time was king, not watch duration, percentage, you had podcasts like Joe Rogan, you had Let's Play. So if I was playing Minecraft for 7 hours, if one person would watch all 7 hours of me playing Minecraft, was better than me having 7,000 people watching 1 minute of high quality content. So I think the pendulum is swinging the other way again. So maybe I'll do that. The games I'd like to stream, honestly, I like that Ball X Pit game. I've been playing a bit of Fortnite Simpsons. I'm terrible at it, but that would be fun, I think. Yeah, Nearby Truck says Decaf has doubled in subs in like a month or 6 weeks. I think it's because people coming over from the other channel watching me here. Not new viewership, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, him and over in Sweden is I wasn't watching him back then, but I feel like that's how he kind of made his big breakout. Probably the Occupy Wall Street, visiting Sweden, being an on the street reporter, and then being kind of like how newsmen do, where first you're on the street doing reporting, and then you get to be at the desk in the headquarters. That's what he did. I haven't played Helldivers yet, so What are we in? Like, we have a lot of topics to do. We're like 17 minutes into the show already, so let's go ahead and get to the first topic, because if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Decoy Voice and you're heading over at Decaf Decoy. But you guys are already here, so I appreciate that. We got, like, what is it? 257 watching. That's pretty awesome. But the first video we got to talk about today is what's happening over in Mexico, because in case you didn't see the video over on Decoy Voice, it's kind of getting crazy. Boy, this is the Grand Palace, firing tear gas, and it's like their version of the White House. Now, they're protesting the president over there. They're calling her a narco presidente, where they're saying that she has ties to the cartels. And this is like 10 times, this is like 10 times the level of January 6th over in Mexico. But then you saw this over here from Mostly Peaceful Media, Julio Rosas. If you're not watching him, you're not subscribed to him, you're missing out. Doing lots of great on the street reporting. But this is nuts. Like, in case we saw this yesterday, but in case you haven't seen it, firing all the different colors of tear gas. There was blue, there was brown, there was like red or yellow. Yeah, this is January 60th. Right here. I don't even know this green, blue, like what is it? It must not be that effective because it's not dispersing them at all. The media does seem very silent about this. And I think one person online was saying, like, all it took is closing the border for 1 year for young men in Mexico to say, you know what? We're not going to be able to escape our problems and our terrible government. Now we have to fix our problems here, because that's one thing that everybody keeps on forgetting about, you know, these revolutions or accepting like 90% military-age males from a country where they're fleeing something. Yeah, that they may be getting a better life for themselves, but you're never going to let them fix their country if all the able-bodied men came to America to be essentially, or I don't want to call it slave labor, but the people working for pennies on the dollar. Now, the crazy part about this is I was kind of making fun of it. Not making fun of it, but I was saying it was not a successful attack on this Greek phalanx. Now, somebody was reporting me, or not reporting me, correcting me in the comment section, calling it more of the Greek, what is it, the Greek? It's not a phalanx, it's the Greek something else. They actually were successful if you watch more of this video. Someone said, someone try to sprint across the shields, or you'll see them, not successfully breaking through the shields. But they're using this gate to break through the thing. And look, they actually get... So they tried. They were not successful. He got bonked on the head a little bit. Yeah, they're not doing a good job. But this, when you had enough of them, they were able to find the one guy. They got this guy's shield. And they threw a rose at him or something, or a rope. Like, they were able to kind of break this down a bit. But this is still the Mexican riot police pretty much not using the kid gloves on them, but you know, if the military or the police really wanted to open fire on these guys and stop this riot, it would look terrible, and it would probably just... Ooh, we got kind of bonked in the face. It would look terrible, but they could. They could stop the riots at any time. Flyboy said, not that. It is a phalanx without spears. I thought it was a Roman phalanx, but a Roman tortoise. But then when I looked it up online, I guess the Romans used it, but the Greeks had it first. Send in the Pope. What? I don't know what that means. But yeah, so we saw this. Finally, they were able to disperse the riots. And I can't play this video over here from BG on the Scene, Brendan Gutenschwager, another person. If you're not following him, you should be. But they're begging for help. People are injured. They were able to push them outside the area of the Grand Palace. But then you see this from BG on the Scene again. They were like chasing them away from, to my understanding, this is 7:22 p.m. This was 6:54. So yeah, they cleared them from the Grand Palace. And then they're almost not antagonizing them, but this was a show of force. Anybody a Spanish speaker in chat, let us know what they're saying. Well, they're actually throwing rocks at them because they're throwing tear gas this way. Rocks are going that way, and then that weird red rope, whatever that was. And now they're coming. Never stood a chance. And this guy still has one of their shields. What if he's going to take it home and, like, that's going to be his trophy? Anybody know what they're saying? Buenos dias, that's it? This is Mexico, not the communist country. Well, when they were saying si se puede, I remember that was it. They're just shouting insults. All right. They aren't Mexican, so oh yeah. I know something, your mother. Is this guy doing food delivery? Poor guy's getting caught in the middle. Yeah, BG on the scene was just at another protest, too. That was crazy that he made his way over there. But then, you see this, when they're actually bringing out the tear gas. Like, this guy has the Mexican flag. I think there is one of those one-piece flags. I'm guessing that's F your mother in Spanish. Kicking the tear gas back at him. Oh, there's a straw hat. Yeah, they're getting pushed back. Can someone explain to me the... Yeah, leave my mother out of this. The One Piece amongst the popular... Because it's not... It was happening over in Asia, too. What is that? Why do they use the One Piece flag? Like, it's supposed to... I know it's the pirate gang, but I just kind of remember from when I would cover, like, Johnny Somali being stupid. And he would wear the One Piece hat. They're calling them traitors. It's the working man's hat? I guess. But yeah. They have this, and then they keep on getting pushed back. I guess it just... Well, that's just a repeat video. But it is... Yeah, Johnny Somali, he's in jail, so this maybe isn't the best comparison. But everybody was talking about how the mainstream media seems very, very quiet about it, right? Oh, One Piece has a corrupt government. The Straw Hats are going against the government. Now that makes a bit more sense. So Gen Z protests are up across Mexico over violence and corruption. So you have News Nation, which is a conservative outlet, saying 120 hurt in the protest. X, which is going to be, I would say, conservative because they just allow freedom of speech. Fox News, conservative, talking about how the protesters attack police. And then the BBC saying thousands protest against a government Mexico City, so foreign, maybe they're okay with it. But then the Guardian, which is, I would say, a liberal UK publication, saying 120 hurt in Gen Z protest over corruption and drug violence in Mexico. So they are reporting on it, but then how come you don't see MSNBC, CNN, CBS? Like, where's the regular, the liberal outlets letting them know, hey, this could possibly happen in America. This is what happens when you have someone whose grandfather was in the Mexican Communist Party, takes over the new Liberal Party in Mexico. Like, it's interesting. So you see this where it's 120 hurt. Where do they talk? They say it's because the president is a narco president. Because this is going to be a long article, but are they actually going to tell their readers what this was over? Yeah, because RMSM has a verified agenda. Exactly. 100 police officers injured. 40 required hospital treatment. 20 protesters hurt. Second largest, so there was a second protest. So yeah, Sheinbaum in power since 2024. Has approval ratings over 70%. I mean, to be honest, if I lived in Mexico, especially a shady part of Mexico, maybe I wouldn't be so verbal about criticizing Sheinbaum due to what happens to the people that criticize her or, God forbid, run against her in a political race. Maybe that's why she has 70% approval rating. After several high-profile murders, yeah. Yeah, Mexico's first female president. They keep on talking about, oh, she's liberal, she's a feminist president, but then they showed all the videos and instances of like the woman being beaten by the police during this riot. What's up, baby sunshine? We say no to violence as they beat them. Let's see. Against drug trafficking, the mayor that got assassinated. Against her at the National Palace. This is how you should have protected Carlos Manzo, the mayor that got assassinated. Wow, in this entire article, I don't think at one point in time they ever admit this was a protest because she may be a part of the cartel. Interesting that they dropped that. And I think Asmongold probably has the best point as to why, I guess I have to close this, why the mainstream media or the liberal media almost refuses to address why exactly are they protesting her being possibly a narco president.
Is against media bias? Sure. Well, basically, for any left-wing media, the idea that Mexico is a cartel state and that they have all these problems here, basically, they want to portray, a lot of the media has portrayed the Mexican government as being good actors, and they've portrayed the president of Mexico as being defiant against Trump. And
anybody, because Orange Man Bad. Orange Man Bad runs so deep that even if you're run by the cartels, who has been just knocking off all your political enemies, Orange Man has to be bad no matter what.
And generally made her look like a good actor. And I think that this kind of puts a it fucks that up, right? It fucks up that narrative. And so that's the reason why they don't want to talk about it. The fact that she's a woman can do no wrong. Yeah, I don't know exactly. But I think I think it's really just because she's oppositional to Trump, right? I mean, if it was a guy, I think the same thing would happen. They don't want to acknowledge Mexico's cartel problem because Trump is intervention against the cartels. Yeah, exactly. Because if they acknowledge, you're right. Yeah,
because Trump is going in there to use special forces to combat the cartels. If they say Orange Man bad, anti-Trump president good, if Trump is anti-cartels, by process of affiliation, they just automatically have to say cartels must be good. That's why they're not covering these massive protests. Like I said, looks like January 60th. That's why they can't cover it.
If they acknowledge that Mexico does have a cartel problem, then they would also acknowledge that Trump was right about saying that Mexico had a cartel problem. So they don't want to do that.
And it's insane how they keep on saying that Trump can't sink these cartel boats, bringing in insane amounts of fentanyl into our country. Oh my God, you gotta follow the due process and the rights of the cartel members. Scheinbaum is saying the same exact thing in Mexico. If Trump comes into Mexico taking on the cartels, that's unconstitutional. We need to help the cartels fight fascism because Orange Man bad, not because we are pro-cartel. Like, it's insane to me, but the fact that you have our mainstream media, the Democrats in Congress and in Senate, the television personalities, and now the Mexican president, all parroting the same talking points, it almost makes you think these aren't individual thinkers. These are just the official talking points they wanted to march out, and I'm just, I wouldn't say scared, but I would say I'm concerned that there's a shadowy global agenda controlling our Democrats, controlling our media, controlling the presidents of other countries, sending in copious amounts of substances across our border. Why are they all seemingly on the same side? Is it possibly because Orange Man is that bad and they need to fight him? Or is it possibly because they are just one front? They're one power. They're one global thing. Like, I don't want to pull out my tinfoil beanie right now. I don't know. No tinfoil beanie quite yet. But that's what I think. Speaking of the boats, you heard iDubbbz defending it. Honestly, is iDubbbz the guy that did the video on... Is he the one that was dancing with Hassan? I guess I should just look it up right now. iDubbbz, is he the boxer guy? Oops. Yeah, it's him. No, I mean, it's the whole, like, judge me by my enemies thing. If iDubbbz sees you there as the enemy, if iDubbbz is promoting something, I would feel more comfortable if I was on the opposite side of it, sadly. Yeah, Content Cop, who has become almost a parody of himself, it's sad. Yeah, Retrucker says he's the one that Estes friends. He's inclined to be in the back of the order to be close of Hasan. Yeah, he's just kissing up to who he believes is like the internet elite, which is sad because it almost seems like, I didn't watch the YouTube way back in the day. It almost seems like both Hasan and iDubbbz would have been against, like back like a decade ago, they would have been opposed to the people they have become today. Now, obviously, people mature, they go through life experiences, but you always wonder, like, oh, would young me be proud of the man I've become today? And I don't think they are. Ebididi says, I miss the old iDubbbz. It's sad because I think that they're chasing this audience of like liberals and necessarily, I wouldn't say like liberals, like the radical left. They're trying to become like the celebrities, virtue signaling, and trying to be more like that, not knowing that they're not the elite. They're just these online streamers. Like, how fast did the Democrat Party kick Hasan to the curb because all of a sudden it's not that cool to be that as radical as he is anymore? Him, what was he? He was bounced from trying to enter Mamdani's victory parade or something to that effect. Like, they keep on trying to pander to everybody to get in the inner circle, but you guys are just internet clowns to them. Sad to say. I'm an internet clown too, as well, but I'm not trying to kiss up to, I don't know, who would be my elite to try to get on the in crowd. I know I'm not. I don't have a ticket to that party. Let's see. Hasan regrets building that community in your opinion? Oh, 100%. Like, he's always crashing out at his people. It's kind of sad how it's like he hates the left now and he hates his audience, especially his audience that have been subscribed for a long time, because if you've seen old videos of him, he was just kind of like, he was the bro guy. Like, he just kind of he was like, if he stayed true to what he was in the beginning, he'd probably be like Manosphere, Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast guy now. But he found a certain audience to pander to build his audience. He's a grifter, and once he started to grift that audience too much, he found himself like pigeonholed in a corner where he has to have passed their purity test all the time, and it's sad. The Brofessor, that's what it was. When he was kind of like a bigger, yoked guy, that's what he would probably should have stuck on, because that likely would have made him happier. Like, he probably could have done more stuff like iShowSpeed than he ended up doing. Like, I have a little bit to talk about Hasan. I guess we should just go into Hasan's topic right now because we're covering it already. But yeah, Actual Justice Warrior talking about how Hasan's essentially just doing propaganda for these companies, and sad to say, he kind of is. Like, we were all laughing about him doing kind of propaganda, but no, this is just legit propaganda now.
Like, it's crazy because it turns into an iPad.
Yeah, these are huge.
It turns into an iPad.
Oh, Huawei, isn't this the same country that is constantly stealing our intellectual property? And he's like, oh my god, look how advanced they are compared to America.
Oh, this is the folding iPad.
Yes, bro. That's and it turns into a laptop. Look.
He's literally doing the soy face meme thing, pointing right now. Oh, you can use your touchscreen as an iPad into a laptop because this bottom portion turns into a typing keyboard. That's like the worst typing experience I can imagine. And they're like, oh my god, look at this.
There's a keyboard, right? Yeah, it's so sick.
This is legit a commercial, and he doesn't have to be paid for it.
Not allowed in our country. They won't let it in America.
They won't let this in America? A bad technology? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, they're talking about Huawei in America. Yeah, because we don't want to invite spyware into our devices. Like, I'm sorry. Just because Hasan's perfectly fine with a alleged Chinese soldier saying, hey, you're a white guy, let me see inside your phone, just because he's okay with it and he'll simp over it online, doesn't mean the regular people want a device that is already built in backdoor to China.
Well, okay, so U.S. has banned Huawei's sales. It's not like if you walk in the U.S., they're going to...
And sad to say, if this girl is with him, like she's like escorting him around, I know another YouTuber. I don't want to put his business out there, but I know another YouTuber does, I even say the category of stuff he does, it snitches him out. Whatever. I know another YouTuber did a China trip. No, Yeah, a fashion YouTuber did a China trip, and he's out there saying, "Oh, look at this! Like, look at this cool stuff that's at the airport. Look at the cool stuff that's at the factory. Look at this restaurant I'm here with. Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera, but look at her, and you can see her from like the neck down. She's an attractive girl." And it's like, what's with all these YouTubers taking what appear to be state-sponsored trips with attractive young Chinese women, showing them all the finer parts of Asia? And it's like, yeah, that's state-sponsored. Like, you have a handler. Do you not realize that there's not just all these hot Asian girls that escort you around different parts of different countries? Like, no other country does that. The idea that they're either too stupid to realize they have a government handler, or they know it, but they're just fine with showing the propaganda to their audience.
Put you in cuffs. It's just, you can't buy one in the U.S.
Yeah, she's there with him.
By the way, that was.
I'm willing to bet that's the state-sponsored handler.
Awesome. Who keeps setting off the alarm?
Yeah, this is the trifold one here.
Trifold is cool.
Here's the thing: is just like when they told Hassan, hey, they banned gay dating apps in China. And then he automatically says, that's Apple. Apple did that. Even though the article that's literally on the screen right now that he's highlighting with his mouse says, because governmental order told Apple to turn down the gay dating apps. He doesn't know if this thing's cool or not. Trifold, why would trifold be cooler than a bifold or just a static thing? Like, they don't even know what it is. All they know is China good. Hey, Huawei, fawn over it. Oh, do your soy face and point at it. It's sad to say his channel has just become... his live stream just become an advertisement. Like, these are... I would like to say he's being paid for it, but I don't think he is.
What?
Yep.
Because 3's better than 2, yes.
How does this one fold?
How does this fold? The fucking fold! God, man, like... Guys, if you ever see me fawning over something like this, don't watch my channel anymore. Just know I got the bag. Just know that they made me a billionaire. I don't think my sellout rate is millionaire. I don't think it's 10 millionaire. If all of a sudden I got $1 billion in my paycheck, in my bank account, I'd probably be doing the same thing too, but I don't think Hassan's getting paid for it like this.
Oh. Yeah, and they're on a different planet out here, brother.
It's nothing. Like, it's saying it's to distract from him shocking his dog. Yeah, I kind of feel like that he got those allegations, which, you know, they're coming from that other streamer that I thought they were friends. They're both liberal, but that other streamer on the left, ex-video game guy, he made some pretty serious accusations against him, saying, hey, Hassan, if I'm wrong, sue me. And then he's all of a sudden in China. Now, obviously, he didn't flee the country because he had to plan this trip probably months in advance, probably when he saw iShowSpeed, and then he gave his audition tape, essentially, to the Chinese government, and then they sent him out there as well, or approved him out there as well. I don't think it was instantaneous, but great timing, I would say.
It's got that classic Huawei vision.
Yeah. It's got a little
What's classic Huawei vision? Who is this guy? All I know him from is when what is it? Emiru was living out my dream scenario where she got to throw out the first pitch at, was it the Dodgers game or is it the Padres game? She's throwing out the first pitch as an online personality. That's cool. Who is this guy? He's in a lot of stuff. Is he like a Twitch handler as well? Like, what? He's Will Jeff? I don't know. That's not. It looks like it's his friend, maybe his hype man. He's wearing, what is this? This looks like a Chrome Hearts necklace, which is like probably thousands. Yeah, okay. Will Neff, I don't know. Is he a streamer as well? I don't know. Okay, so he's out there as well. I just know he was pretty much the same thing, hype man for Emiru when she threw out that first pitch at the Padres game. And I don't know who he is. Okay, so they're just longtime friends. That makes sense then.
Fire for the first
Yeah,
Chinese
that's what
filter,
it feels
yeah.
like to be in China after being in America for so long.
Oh, America's so bad. Like, it's sad. He's essentially doing propaganda tour right now. But then when people call him out for it, they're like, hey, you criticized Tucker Carlson for doing what he called a propaganda tour over, this is not going to fit, a propaganda tour over in Russia by interviewing the president. Because, yeah, during wartime, American journalists interview our enemies' leaders. That's always happened. I would like to know what Putin says about America, even though I'm not going to believe most of what he says. And obviously, like, Putin, the beginning of Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin was like him patting himself on the back for like 40 minutes. Like, he's just talking all this crap, and even Tucker called him out for it. But yes, journalists doing it isn't propaganda. But when he goes to China to, like, you know, gloat over all their technology, this isn't propaganda.
Because there is no, like, I'm not doing any fucking, like, I'm spending a lot of money out of my own pocket.
That's why I think he's not actually getting paid for it. Like, it'd be bad enough if he was getting the bag to say to stroke Huawei this hard, but if he's doing it for free, then he's just like all the useful idiots that show up to protests when they have all the primary antagonizers getting paid for and like getting these lavish homes to be doing all this stuff. And then you got the idiots out there just voluntarily throwing on their black mask and destroying a Starbucks in their own community. Those are their worst.
Okay. We are spending a fuck ton of money out of our pockets to be here. Okay.
Okay.
A shit ton. This is the most expensive.
I say no one believes he's doing it for free. I think he just wished that he was having an iShowSpeed type vacation, not knowing that he's not an iShowSpeed type creator. They're just using him to talk to the politically aligned liberals in America. iShowSpeed was to talk to just the average Gen Z teenager that likes to watch him tour America or play video games or set his room on fire. Like, I don't know much about iShowSpeed. All I know that for all the young Gen Z creators, I think he's pretty cool. Like, I think he's not for me. But he's like when I was a kid and I would watch Kenan and Kel. I think it's Kel Mitchell. He was the more wacky one. He's the same persona. I think he's cool. And he, you know, he's not the most informed politically, but he's a kid. He doesn't need to be informed politically. But he's not going to have the iShowSpeed type of visit. I think he paid for it himself because he's voluntaring his time as a useful idiot.
Expensive trip that Fearan has ever done, by far.
Oh, so it's Fearan. I think that's his podcast. So it's a business expense. His business is paying for it because it's content. Nothing wrong with that. That's just how taxes are. But no, I don't think they're directly paying for it. I think they're trying to give him cool experiences by having what obviously looks like, what do they call him, a honeypot handler. I don't think that they just pop up for free. I think that she has an employer. It's just not him.
It's a more expensive trip than Japan, even.
Probably.
And a big part of that is because, like, we wanted to make sure that we had, like, a lot of fucking content. No,
Makes
the
sense.
suits is not what I'm talking about. That's just extra on the top. That's not what I'm talking about at all.
Okay, so Will is the other guy that hosts that podcast. That makes more sense then. So they're buddies. And then, like, in the LA stream scene, did Amira really live in LA? I think she did. So it makes sense that they would be in the same, like, network. And yeah, she was coming out they're from Texas. No, she's from Texas, came to San Diego. So that would make sense that he would be like the tour guide.
Like, even if you were to consider this propaganda, like Tucker Carlson's...
Even if you were.
Tucker Carlson went to Russia to be like, it's awesome that they invaded Ukraine.
No, that's not what he said. I think when I was watching Asmongold review that guy, Secular talk trash about him, it's like every single time he had a point, like a talking point that made the conservatives sound bad, Asmongold would quickly break it open and say, here's why he's lying. Here's why they extrapolated something, exaggerated it, so it's not even the truth anymore, and that's their talking point against them. It's like he's saying he thought it was good that Russia invaded Ukraine. That's not what he said at all, but because he's just prattling it off, saying that's why a journalist interviewing one of our enemy world leaders is a bad thing, even though it happens all the time. It happened all the time when journalists were legit journalists. But me doing this is a good thing, guys.
I went to China and I was like, I really like high-speed rail, and I think America should also build it.
No. You said, whoa! Trifold camera. Whoa! They're Chinese soldiers. Look through your phone when you're a white guy in an area. Oh, my mind is exploding. They're not like American police at all. Like, that's not what you did, dude.
And infrastructure as well, considering we are the richest nation on the planet. Like, these things are not even remotely comparable. What the fuck?
They aren't comparable.
These people
Yours is
are
worse.
just on maximalist copium. And I'm not even here to do like government propaganda anyway.
Maybe not there for it, but maybe
this guy's
happening.
an F-word maxing, apparently, and got 118,000. What he doesn't know.
100. He's literally counting his likes. Like, I remember, what was it? Abba and Preach, which I'm not going to agree with them everything politically, but I like to hear the other side. They talk about if you're an adult and you're flexing subscribers, view counts, likes, whatever it may be, you're a fucking loser. Like, just because you have a little bit more people watching you than the other person doesn't make you more important or more valid than the other person, especially when this is, I would say, likely bots.
118,000. What he doesn't know is that I fucked his dad.
What? This is what he went to? This is what he went down to?
In the butt.
Good job, guy. Good job, guy. You really showed them. Because it's crazy how he talks about, like, oh, China's okay, because they talk about, like, you know, his chatters don't like him anymore. I honestly think that there's a lot of chatters that are just there to trigger him because they know how much he's tilting. And if you played League of Legends, that just means that if you start doing bad and the other guy's getting experience points over you, it just makes you play worse. You're tilting because you're just doing. You couldn't make a comeback, but because you're so frustrated, it keeps on getting worse.
For all the claims of like mass surveillance of netizens and people alike in China.
Didn't he just say a mysterious man went through his hotel and they got scared? Didn't he say that the mass surveillance of him just being in an area and a soldier looking through his phone? That's okay, guys.
China. For all the claims of like no homosexuality being allowed in China.
Nobody said that.
The greatest antidote to all of that stuff is just experiencing it. Okay. And if you can't experience it personally, you should still keep an open mind.
I am actually genuinely concerned for, I think he said his buddy. So that would probably be his buddy. When he said, when he was looking at the, how the gay apps got taken away from the app store, he talked about, like, yeah, my buddy has been on the apps. He's using them right now. What are you talking about? They're not banned. So if China will not allow effeminate men on television, and you have a very, very pro-LGBT creator walking around China, promoting it, saying China is very, very, like, he kept on saying how gay China was. If he's promoting it and saying my buddy is on it, does that put them in the crosshairs of a police state? Will they go after him for that? Because I'm genuinely concerned for his buddy, because I think that if his buddy gets in, you know, legal trouble over there, I don't have confidence that Hassan would go out of his way to protect him. Would he denounce the Chinese government and say, hey, that's not right, that you're not allowing him on stream, you're not allowing him to be an influencer, you're not allowing all this? Or would he just continue to find out a way, well, this is what's different, guys. That's what's okay for them to do it, because China's good and Orange Man bad.
If you can't experience it personally, you should keep an open mind. You should watch the stream.
Okay.
It's like,
keep on doing it then. If it's allowed,
one of the
it's
things
allowed.
that I've observed that I find really strange has basically been,
they do edit out all those characters in movies. And even remember in Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, the first movie was setting up Finn. I forget his real name, the black guy. They set up Finn to be the new hero. He was either going to be the protagonist or the protagonist's love interest, or maybe a love triangle, whatever it may be. Finn was set up to be the star, but then China saw that and they said, Disney, no, you have him on the poster. I forgot how they even edited him out, but he wasn't even on there anymore. And then in the subsequent movies, Disney had to cater to Chinese audiences by making him some garbage, irrelevant character. And it's like, yeah, they're so progressive, guys. You can't even have a black male lead on your Star Wars film because China will tank it.
People going, all of the preconceptions I had about China.
All the preconceptions he had about China were not confirmed, but he just reiterated them. Because remember, when he was watching IShowSpeed on his China trip, he kept on saying, look at all these amazing things. It's so great that IShowSpeed's audience gets to see how China really is. And then he's there and he's saying the same exact things he was saying about Speed. So if he says they changed, I X for doubt.
When met with observable reality, doesn't match like observable reality that I'm seeing from the streams. Okay. But that doesn't actually mean that I was wrong or my preconceptions were wrong.
You're saying the same thing you said before you got there.
That actually means that this person is either A, doing propaganda, or B, there's an alternative reason for it. It must be it must be because he's not going to other cities. I think more and more streamers.
He kept on saying, "I want to go to the tier 1 cities." How about he goes to the places of abject poverty? Because it's easy to say, "Hey, look, I went to LA. I went to Universal Studios. I went to Beverly Hills and shopped. I saw a Gucci store, and I didn't see any crime inside Universal Studios. So I went to LA. The socialism utopia of the country is okay." No. You got to go to the hood. You got to go to places like in the valley where they have like no resources. You got to go to like Section 8 housing. You can't say this is all working if you just cherry pick the theme parks you want to go to. And that's essentially what he's doing. He's saying China's okay. All the preconceived notions about them are gone because they say about mass surveillance, the homelessness over the social credit system. It's all lies because I went to Disney World.
Probably come out here in general because like there's just so much to do. I lived in China 7 years and speak it fluently. Homosexuality is banned there in the movies, etc. Of course, not illegal to.
Here's a guy that's in his chat that should be a trusted source saying, "Here's the real China. You're going to Disney World. This is what it's really like." And see him. I bet you he's going to be combative about it.
Be gay, but it is illegal to show it at all, and it's also illegal to marry someone of the same sex. You are spreading misinformation.
Yeah, if let's actually just look it up right now. Is gay marriage legal in China? Because if it's not, nope, same-sex marriage is not legal in mainland China. So all this stuff where he's talking about how positive it is and how good it is, if it's not even legal over there, I don't think that China is this progressive utopia you're fawning over. I don't care how many trifold iPhones are out there, Huawei. You can type on the touch screen. If they don't allow gay marriage, and they're gonna go through your phone because you're a white guy near a significant Chinese monument, they're not this freedom-loving country you so claim it to be.
No, I'm saying that, like, okay, you just described it. Okay,
yes.
You literally just described it.
Yes.
That's
you just described the truth about how regressive China is. Most of these Asian countries are. You just described it. But here's why you're wrong.
Like, that's what I mean. I didn't say any of those things that you added on. I'm saying that there are hella gay people doing gay shit all over.
Probably,
But the way that Americans cover it, the way that Americans talk about it,
all the things that guy listed,
is that it's just not like there's no homosexuality. Like it's just like they'll throw you in prison for being gay. That's not.
He's so uncomfortable.
That's not the case at all. That's the whole point. But if you ask the average American, I think they just like want to cope about the situation.
Want to cope about the situation about gay marriage being illegal over there. If you did it over there, if it's against the law, would you be thrown in prison for it? If the answer is yes, your argument is void.
I was reading something online about the complexities as far as like outward.
I read some liberal news outlets saying, here's why regressive beliefs are okay.
Expressions and demonstrations. It's not like you can do that on social media. That's not a problem at all, right?
If it's not allowed, he's about to find out.
But as far as like marriage goes, I don't think it's recognized by the state.
No.
China was more progressive than the U.S. on homosexuality to like 2007. Exactly.
China, he literally said that China is more progressive about homosexuality than America. No.
And then the United States lapped it up with the legalization of gay marriage.
Yeah, it's insane that it's just he has no foot to stand on, but because he's afraid to criticize China inside China, he's never going to do it. So I think I'm going to get myself something to drink real quick, and maybe I hate to stick you guys with an ad, but give me a second. I'm just going to I won't run an ad. I'm just going to walk away for a second. I'm going to get a drink real quick and maybe like something small. Be right back. Alright, now we're back again. I'm gonna sit down. I got myself some cheese. I'm not gonna make this a mukbang thing at all, but I figure if I do, what was it, Pirate Software? He streams like a lot. But they talk about, they take a break every hour on the hour. Maybe it's like a Twitch, maybe it's a Twitch requirement that they take breaks like that. Move this over here. Take a break more frequently to run ads, but yeah, I just figure we can sit. Yeah. Yeah, what is it? CCTV safety nets are to prevent workers from jumping off the buildings at the Apple Huawei building. Like, that's their values, you know? Here's the thing. Pirate Software is getting all this negative press right now. I'll cover Super Chats at the end of the show. But Pirate Software, he's like the internet's lolcow right now. But I will never say, I don't like what you're saying, or I think you're bad, and discount that you're talented at what you do. You got a huge audience. You stream for hours a day. You figured out how to make it in a very, very competitive space online. But because we don't agree politically, I'm not going to listen to you. Like I said, when I was trying to do research on being a streamer for longer, I watched Asmongold, I watched Emiru, I watched Tectone, I watched Hassan. Because these are people that know how to do it. It's like, I would never say, I don't like LeBron James politically, but if he's saying, if he gave me some advice as to how to play basketball, I'm going to say no because I think you're an idiot. It's like, no, I'm not going to discount their abilities. Just like musicians I hate politically, if they have a good song, I'm not going to punish myself and not listen to it. I respect the grift. At one point in time, guys, just let you know, if all of a sudden I start grifting some liberal values, just know they made me a multi-billionaire. I will not sell... Trust... I promise you guys this. I will not sell out for anything less than $1 billion. And all of a sudden I keep on... If I start to sell you a Huawei phone, no, I'm a billionaire. A multi-billionaire. Well, here's it. Pyro got lucky with the YouTube Shorts algorithm. No, look at a YouTube short, him explaining why he did what he did. He knew... He's like any programmer. He saw a gap in the system and took advantage of it. Kind of like me. Like I saw the quartering, Tim Pool. I saw who else is out there? Long-winded political commentators, and I'm like, I would like to watch and click all the videos they make, but I don't have fucking 20 minutes every single time I want to learn something about a topic. It was looking at that, and then there's a basketball or a sports channel called Secret Base, and they do these little mini documentaries like, why does Patrick Beverly not like Chris Paul? And they'll do a little mini documentary of what happened. And I'm like, so what if I could take Timcast IRL topics and make them enjoyable like watching Secret Base? Obviously, I couldn't do it one-to-one, but that was conceptualizing of how I could find a gap in the market, kind of like Pirate Software did. You couldn't blame me if I made $1 million. Kanye's a good example of what? I don't think he sold out. And obviously, like, he's maybe not that good of a programmer, but it's like, if you had an option of being an excellent programmer or an excellent live streamer, everybody would pick live streamer. 99 out of 99 times. Say you're a programmer, calling what he does programming is a disgrace to the field. I mean, to a filthy normie like me, what he does is programming. I'm sure if I said, oh, I'm a news guy, I cover the news online, a real newsman would be like, what Decoy Voice does online is a disgrace to the journalistic integrity field, whatever the fuck he's talking about. Yeah, I'm drinking the most expensive version of Coca-Cola right now because I deserve it. Because this is the way I treat myself. He programs in Dust. See, I don't even know. I was calling C#. What was I calling it? It was like C++, C#. What's the other one? SQL. I was calling it SQL still. I was like, I don't know. I've never talked to anybody about programming before. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Raven King says, Decoy, the thing I know about journalism is they suck and you're doing a good job of being a journalist in quotation marks. What I'll say is, I don't want to be compared to journalists. I would rather be compared to like Asmongold or Joe Rogan than Anderson Cooper or I can't even think of a newsman or whatever, or Don Lemon. They've completely sullied the integrity of being a journalist entirely, so it's like I don't even want to be considered one. Yeah, C++, C++, and C Sharp, but I'm Java. Yeah, Java is the original. I'm telling you right now, I can age myself. The first programming language I was using was HTML. I knew that. I know HTML. C Sharp, no. Java, terrible at it. And then SQL, I will never get that language. Next Gutfield, I wish. I'll be the next Asmon Yellow. Or if I make a new account, should it be Asmon Yellow or Asmon Bronze? I don't know. There's a meme saying HTML isn't a language. No, it's a disgrace. It's if you want to make a website, but you don't want to pay for a template. Yeah, being called a journalist is an insult, 100%. Rooftop Asmon, that's actually probably the best, that's the best version. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the next topic right now, because we're going to be streaming for a long time today. But yeah, over in Broadview, Illinois, outside of Chicago, these idiots really think this is a protest. They think this is going to stop ICE, them being out there saying, hey, we have a piñata with the Customs and Border Patrol chief. I guess I can't use the audio, but I put it on there, and he thinks he's so clever and so fun, as if this performative activism is going to stop anything. Because he has a piñata showing has a piñata while wearing Pikachu glasses, as if this is going to solve anything. He's dancing, they're having a good time, they're all smiling. Meanwhile, Border Patrol is actually deporting hundreds of them, by the busload now. Yeah. What is this doing? Nothing. It's helping nothing, and yet they're patting themselves on the back saying, oh, we almost got arrested for it. Smiley laughing emoji. It's all performative, because over in Portland now, they're actually getting counter-protesters as the Proud Boys are starting to show up to counter-protest them. Now, I don't know what your personal feelings are on the Proud Boys and Enrique Tarrio, but you're definitely going to see the tone outside their Portland's ICE facility change. Because as you know, these guys in yellow vests, the Portland police have essentially been told to stand down on enforcing the laws on the Antifa Black Bloc rioters. And the fact that he got arrested over J6 and he was in jail for a long time, I believe, not even being at it, and he's still back at it, makes me feel like he's willing to risk more jail time for his movement. Because I'm certain that these guys are more than willing to attack Cam Higbee alone, or any of the female journalists that are there alone. They're willing to attack them. I don't know if they're going to be willing to attack this group of, not the largest gentlemen, but a group of men that would likely fight back. Was that Honey Badger Mom? I don't want to get it wrong. I think that's... I guess that the audio is not recognizable by the bot. But yeah, they're already pushing each other. It's already becoming a thing. Because they're so used to getting away with everything. That they're not used to, oh, we're not going to let you fling water at us. You're not going to let us push you with our sign. You got this guy, oh, I'm going to stop. It's like, no, you're not going to stop them at all. It's going to get real bad. Real bad. Okay, so that was Honey Badger Mom. Yeah, she's really good. Really good journalist on the street. I think she was the one that someone attacked her, and apparently she's like 4'11", and she actually threw hands on him, even though she's older. Like, she's a badass. You see this? Yeah, it's all changing now that the Proud Boys are hanging out outside the ICE facility, because they're actually chanting on behalf of their efforts. F Antifa. And then they can't be confused, though. It's just like over at the Capitol. These guys here are more than willing to arrest them for defending themselves, for doing something on behalf of federal or local law enforcement. These guys are in danger just being there because they're not choosing sides, I don't think. Just because you're chanting USA doesn't mean they won't pepperball you too, unfortunately. I don't trust this at all. They're chanting yes, they're giving them the finger. And notice they've been protesting for months and they're still freely enforcing the law. They haven't stopped a single deportation. If anything, this movement has just gotten a couple of them murdered as their sniper hit them inside the Texas facility. Didn't Scottie Pippen's bodyguard volunteer to guard Honey Badger's mom? I'm sure people are stepping up because they're sick and tired of seeing this stuff. But yeah, Enrique Tarrio explaining why he's there.
Friend over here, Noble One, Enrique Tarrio, what brought you out here?
Well, I've been wanting to come down here for the past 2 months. It's been a little wild, and I kind of wanted to come see what this looks like. I mean, it's been, what, 5 years since I last touched down in Portland here with my, I actually wanted to see the guys too. So, and just appreciate what everybody's been doing here and just recording and stuff like that. I think doing that has made a huge difference. You know, when we came out here back.
Oh my God.
When we came out here back in well, we've been coming out here since 2017, but when we specifically came out here in 2019, 2020, we had one goal and one goal in mind. It was to label Antifa a domestic terrorist group.
They accomplished that.
Kind of like, you know, it takes a village. It's really important for me to say that because it takes all of us, you know, whether the Proud Boys, the Patriots out here, the streamers. You know, some people call streamers clout chasers, right?
They're better than journalists now. Right? The crazy part is they want to call them clout chasers. They're like, oh, you're just ambulance chasers or whatever. But how much of the stuff do we only know because of like Brendan Gudenschwager, the BG on the scene, Julio Rosas, Cam Higbee, what is it? Jonathan Cho. I hate to like leave anybody's name out, but it's like Savannah Hernandez and Nick Shirley, who just won an award for his journalism. But without them, they're calling them clout chasers. But without them, we would have the wool over our eyes. We wouldn't know anything that's happening out there.
It's about the goal, and at the end of the day, we've attained that goal. Obviously, there's a lot of work left to do with it. So I'm really proud of the people that have been out here and been putting in some work. I'm really proud of my guys for starting to put this work in since early 2017.
And it seems like it's been mostly peaceful. They keep on wanting to paint them as this violent, vile group. But honestly, from what I've seen objectively, I haven't seen much of that. I've seen the, the Patriot Front group. They're getting in fights all the time, but it's like conservatives are fighting them too. Like, why are you guys doing Sig Heils outside of Charlie Kirk Memorial? Like, get out of here. Nobody knows who you are.
And it did take a long time, but we got this accomplished. And if we all work a little bit towards each goal, right, we attain it. You know, we saw that happen last November with the election of the greatest president since George Washington, Donald J. Trump.
Do you think this is going to spread a little? Because we're seeing a lot of protests in Chicago, everywhere else, and it seems like our federal...
It's already spreading to North Carolina. We got to cover that. Is that what's up here? Yeah, North Carolina, they're blasting... I guess I got to turn this way down. But they just got in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, where they just realized, I think it's 1 out of every 4 people in the state are foreign born now, which is insane to think. But now they're starting to protest them over there. Revving their engines, being dumb. Because revving your engines and having your frog in your unicorn costume is going to stop a single deportation. And again, the kid gloves, if they really wanted them gone, they'd be gone. Now they're playing music, whatever. Yes, massive protests over in Charlotte because they're starting to enforce our border laws. Who would have imagined that? But now Freedom News shows us over there, Olia Scootercaster showing they're handing out whistles. Like, this is... Oh, crap. This is what they think is going to stop the deportations. And also, obviously, Eric Daughtry saying... Who's funding this?
They do not like that shit. They do not like that shit.
Whistles. Oh, thank you. Whistles are going to stop this. Like, what?
Eco, you're a reporter. Okay. Whistles. They hate them.
This is the most participation trophy in activism I've ever seen. They hate them. Whistles. Like, they think it's like garlic on a vampire. No, the whistles do nothing.
Blow on that shit as loud as you fucking can. They hate it.
Oh, yes. Blow on it very loudly. It's going to stop them from enforcing the law.
Fucking leaning on my whistle. So.
Wait, what's it say? What's it say? Noise equals visibility, a simple tool for fast alerts, loud, recognizable, impossible to ignore. Our voices are stronger together. Code 1, ice nearby. So they're like code wind talkers. Ice nearby, blowing short bursts. Pre. Oh, that's what she's saying. Code 2, code red, blowing long blasts. And if ice is detaining someone, form a crowd, stay loud, stay non-violent, don't stay silent. Notice that none of this actually stops a deportation. This just says, hey, look, we can be seen as helping. This is how we get involved. Like, insane.
Real quick.
Yeah, not pre. They're doing re. It's pig noises.
They do not like.
They don't like this. This is going to stop them. And then they actually follow them out there in the woods to stop them. Like, this is crazy. Crap.
Better start clearing out. You better start clearing out.
They're gonna throw tear gas at them because they're blowing their whistles.
Start throwing gas in here.
Good job, guys.
You're a fucking bottle. Look at that little fucking bottle.
Giving them warning after warning after warning, and then they will be the victim when they don't listen to the lawful order. What are the whistles doing to the whistles are going to stop the tear gas, guys. All the phones out. This is just for social media points. It's not to stop a single deportation, because if it was, they'd realize none of what they're doing is working. They keep on antagonizing sons of this or whatever. And that's one thing I hated when I used to work security, where these people talk all tough. They curse you out. They say, oh, you're a B word, you're an F word, whatever. But as soon as you fight back, as soon as you put your hands on them and put them in cuffs, they're like, you're not allowed to do that. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. It's like, well, okay, what are you? Are you a gangster that's like calling me a B word and you want to fight me and you're saying all these hard things like, oh, you're a B, get out my face. But then when we actually get in a fight, you're not fighting me. You're like, oh my God, my daddy's a lawyer. We're gonna sue you guys for $1 million. That's all this is. So did they detain their person already? Are they just taking off to the next thing? Oh yeah, once the door closes, then they're bold. Is this their victory? Are these their win conditions? My God, it's bad. But yeah, Karen reunion is what this is. And then you see this from Fox News covering it.
But many Charlotte residents and local officials say these operations are causing unnecessary fear and uncertainty. This video is from yesterday, people screaming at Border Patrol agents as they approach what looks to be a construction site. And on Saturday, hundreds gathered.
Why wouldn't they be concerned that they're employing all these people that are here illegally, getting paid under the table, less than what an American getting a living wage could get? Like, they're concerned about the housing crisis. They're concerned about getting a living wage. And then when something comes over here and depresses wages and inflates housing prices, they protest on behalf of it.
Protest Operation Charlotte's Web. Many of those protesters say
Charlotte's
immigrants
Web.
are now afraid to go outside.
They're having their kids who are citizens go and pick up their clothes and food for them. It's terrifying to.
If you're a wanted fugitive, that's the effect. I don't know. Again, wearing the I don't mind they wear like a Mexican soccer jersey, but the idea that you're working on behalf of another country, demanding you stay in this country, makes no sense to me.
Pretty much know that at any moment a federal agent can just come out and abuse you just because of the way you look.
That's not what's happening. There they are, conflating it into something that it's not, to try to make you feel like you're afraid of something. And that's why you have things like over in Camarillo, California, where you had legal U.S. not citizens, but people that are allowed to be in the country, at that weed farm. They see the Border Patrol coming in. They see the protesters clashing with him. And the guy climbs a ladder and falls off it to his death. He was legally entitled to be here, working at a pot farm, I believe. And now, because you guys keep on conflating it, saying they're going to violate your rights, they're going to send you to Alligator Alcatraz, and you're going to disappear forever. You're making it a more dangerous situation because you want to be on television.
You know?
There was also a small protest at a local DHS office yesterday. We know 2 people were arrested, unclear why as of now. And the community also held an emergency meeting yesterday about all of this. Dana. All right.
Yeah, the emergency meeting. Yeah, there is fear-mongering. Because their emergency meeting, well, I'll show you this right here, is them saying, this is how we're going to get Border Patrol out of here. This looks no different to me than any of the group projects I took in college. Or like more like a community college too. But this is what happens when you have this useless class, graduate, have no purpose in the real world, but all the plenty of free time trying to apply what they learned in school to the real world because apparently the whistles are going to stop the deportations.
They come here because they wanted to. They came here because they had to. They had no other choice. Children of immigrants see firsthand how hard our parents work every day to provide. And
all the all the flags. This is Mexico's flag and Palestine's flag. They're literally just the memory blanket of all their social justice movements. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But the thing, yeah, they do look demoralized. Actually, you're right. They look demoralized. Like, what are they doing here? They're not stopping anything. But this is what pisses me off right now. Because it's bad enough when you have all the moms coming together saying, hey, there's fugitives running from the law, so we're going to help their kids go to school and help them hide. Not by actually helping them hide, but actually by leaving a breadcrumb trail to their doorstep so they can be on television while they virtue signal how good they are. This, Compare Foods over in Charlotte, giving them a discount.
Supermarkets, and we announced today that we're removing all delivery fees for online shopping through our website, compareclt.com.
So you can order stuff if you're a legal immigrant and get a discount. You pay less than a U.S. citizen.
So for all those customers who don't feel comfortable coming to the store in person, they can shop online, and then we will have it delivered through our delivery service to their home.
So we'll do it. So we will help you evade the law. I think this guy should be in jail himself. But the thing is, around where I live, it pissed me off so much. It's a grocery store that I've never been to. It's a little bit farther, but it's in my new city. I saw online, they said, if you are someone that's impacted by the EBT or SNAP getting shut down, we are going to give you heavily discounted food prices on your groceries. Meaning to say, decoy voice, you worked lots of jobs. You worked 2 jobs for a lot of large portions of your life, and were able to make your own way doing one of your many side ventures. Because you make good money and you don't need any government handouts, you now will pay a premium on food to help the people that your taxes also discount their food for. So if you do everything by the right way, by the rules, and contribute, my local grocery store in a wealthy area now is now saying you pay more than these other I don't want to say leeches of society, but it's like the people that are just taking. They get to take more, and I'm like, I 1,000,000% will never go to your grocery store ever, or anybody in your chain now, because how ridiculous that sounds. And it's insane that this is just the Democrats' go-to book every time. Like, what was it? The Elizabeth Warren saying, oh, we need to forgive student loan debt. And then the guy saying, hey, I worked really hard and I paid off my daughter's student loan debt. Do I get a rebate for that? And Elizabeth Warren says to your face, she's like, no, why would you? You were able to pay off your debt. It's like, yeah. My neighbor goes on jet ski trips and has dirt bikes and, is willy-nilly with his money. So you mean to say that you're going to refund his money but not mine? She's like, yeah, that's the plan. Absolute ridiculousness, but that's how they see it right now. So here they are now, marching the streets because they think this is going to stop a single deportation. Oh, this is about Donald Trump. F Donald Trump. If Donald Trump was for immigration, they'd be out there saying, get ICE out there deporting it, because they don't have nothing other than Orange Man bad. Immigrants make Charlotte great. Wait. I gotta check now. Seeking safety is not a crime. Okay. Ice should be in my drink, not on the streets. Ice. Here's the thing: is like, how many of these, like this right here, Donald Trump is a this, but how many of these signs look like they are printed? Obviously, you know, they're writing these things on a piece of cardboard. They're like, you know, essentially a high school tier protest. But I mean, how much of this is funded by something? Yeah, Trump derangement syndrome is very real. But Andy No points out, they say there are no protests in Charlotte over Irina Zarutska being ended on public transport. Like, they're all out here protesting ICE out of our communities, but nothing about actual things that are harming the community. And the most disgusting thing here is Defiant L's pointing out how they're almost minimizing what happened to her.
I want you to take a look at this memorial over here. We are at the East-West Boulevard.
Yeah, okay, so they notice, what was this other flag over they had here? Mexico, Palestine, no Ukraine flag. Those were where a lot of refugees came from. How come they instantaneously dropped this because of someone that was murdered that contradicts their other social justice movement?
Light rail station. A woman named Irina was actually killed here back in August. Yes. She was 23 years old, a Ukrainian refugee. Yes. She was killed by a U.S. citizen who was having a mental.
Why do they have to say U.S. citizen? Yeah, they was killed by a guy. Okay.
Health crisis.
Having a mental health. He was a psychopath that deserves life in prison. He deserved prison before he did that. And he was also a racist because he kept on saying, I got that white girl. How come they're not saying that?
But the Trump administration has been using this instance of violence to really categorize all of Charlotte. I want you to...
This woman is horrendously murdered on her way home from a job. She is a Ukrainian refugee. Let's make this about Donald Trump. Absolute disgust. It's just disgusting. Just disgusting, that's why it is. That's why you have people in Charlotte marching the streets over this, but not over that. Literal useful idiots. It's sad. And the worst part about this is they say New York Post has them saying, hey, they're using AI videos now to say why this is bad.
Hey, keep moving.
You can't take me from her, please. She's right there. Don't do this. She's just a baby.
Get her in the vehicle.
Videos on social media sites like Facebook
show
intense dramatic scenes of federal agents detaining migrants, many of which are racking up hundreds of thousands of views each.
I wonder how many of the views are bots, though.
Fake and made by AI. The latest in the scary trend of videos created by artificial intelligence can be prominently seen on the Facebook account USA Journey 897.
Okay, whatever. But the idea that they're fear-mongering over AI videos, simultaneously ignoring the real videos, where it's like, yeah, the Berlin Christmas market, mirrored across Western Europe, to have a market where it's just, you know, everybody comes together to walk around where they can, like a farmer's market, they now have to put barricades because somebody keeps driving through them because they know that's where a large congregation of Christians are that are celebrating Christmas, and they're just sitting ducks for someone that's going to use their vehicle to commit an act of terror. The idea that they're out there protesting in Charlotte saying, we need more of this, we need more of this. Here's the actual reason why you wouldn't want mass, I even say it on YouTube, you wouldn't want this to be in your country. You wouldn't want what's happening over in Berlin to occur in America, and yet all they can do is protest ICE from enforcing the law, not because they understand who they're deporting, but because it's Donald Trump's initiative, so that's bad. Yeah, they don't like Christians, they're fine with it. Which is sad how much they would say things like, oh, we don't like Christian values in our school, we don't like religious things happening, but then as soon as another country comes in here with a very radical religion that is very against the progressive liberal movement, especially in terms of the LGBT, they're perfectly fine with it. So it's not, they're not against religion, they're just against Christianity, which is sad how fast that mask slipped. Yeah, car ramming, bare ears apiece. It's so sad that's what it is. I feel like we got time for one more before we get to Super Chats, but one thing that in that other video is how AI is making videos of propaganda and people are believing it. So a lot of people are concerned about the immigration situation, how and H-1B visas of people taking away their entry-level jobs.
Is coming to 1,000 H-1B visa holders in America. Now, who is coming to this country to take these high-skilled jobs? As I mentioned, STEM fields dominate.
But they also have things for like school teachers, 7-Eleven workers, like all these entry-level jobs that any American high schooler could do. Those jobs are also being taken because they can give them a much lower wage.
The occupations. And most of the workers come from India. In fact, 70% of H-1B visa holders come from India. Another 10 to 15% come from China. 80% of H-1B visa approvals are for entry-level or junior-level jobs.
This should be red-pilling to all those liberals saying, I got a college diploma and I can't find a job. It's like, yeah, maybe because Biden opened up the border for people and also made these new rules where they can come in. Like, this is an issue. And the problem is Donald Trump thinks he's on the winning side. He's on the, crash, tab crash. He thinks he's on the America First side by saying, hey, we need more H-1B visas. I think that he needs to pivot quickly.
It's a little hard to stomach when we hear that we're not talented enough or that we're not skilled enough for these jobs when you consider that most of these jobs are actually at entry or junior level jobs. And it's definitely to the benefit of corporations.
Yes.
Tech companies that can hire foreign workers, trust me on this, cheaper than American workers. This is laid out, by the way, by billionaire tech entrepreneur Palmer Luckey.
There's so much H-1B abuse. You would not believe what I saw when I was in Silicon Valley. It is insane. It's obviously a program to try and replace U.S. workers with basically slave labor that can't ever escape. The H-1B abuse is crazy.
So a lot of people are worried about H-1B visas taking jobs because obviously we're having issues over here with the economy. But what is it? I honestly think it's, well, no, here's one more H-1B visa video real quick. They don't even need H-1B visas. They can just bring them in digitally now. They want fast food workers to make $20 an hour and replace it with a Filipino worker making $3 an hour coming in remotely. But this, I think, H-1B, this right here, I think this is the least of our worries. I think the big thing that's actually threatening our jobs right now is AI. This guy over here from Barbell Financial, whatever. A guy said, buddy from college reached out, got laid off as a manager at Meta, made $280K and can't land a new job. His mortgage is over $6,000 a month. Said he runs out of money in 3 months, has a wife and 2 young kids, usually cocky but sounded scared. Never think it'll happen to you because look at this. Like they are talking about how AI is replacing everything right now. And I can say firsthand where t-shirt designs, even a little bit of web design too, or a big bulk of my editing right now. When I do a video for Decoy Voice, there's AI software that can chop everything up for me real nice and neat. And also like t-shirt designs, what is it, background music. Like these are things I would have to contract to somebody to do it, but now AI does it better than them for a very low price. Like this is gonna put a lot of people. The way I saw things is somebody told me when you're in college in California. There's a Cal State's program, so you have like Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Northridge, and then you got UCLA, you got UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara. And they talk about why one is more expensive than the other. They're both California public universities, but they say Cal States are cheaper and easier to get into because they teach you how to do a task. You can be a drone, you can be a worker. UCs teach you how to think. They teach you how to be the boss of the people that are going to do that task. And then, there's the CEO screen theory in corporations now saying the larger your screen is, the lower you are on the totem pole. So if you have 2 screens, you are like a grunt. You're doing all the work. If you're a boss, you have a laptop and you just kind of tell them what to do. And if you're a CEO, all you have is a phone because you tell the people on laptops to do other things. So it's like with this right here, it's like all the entry-level jobs are those Cal State jobs where you're just doing something. You're an accountant. You're a financial auditor. You're something that is very, very repeatable. And, LLMs are just learning how to do a task over and over. It's getting rid of all those entry mid-level jobs. All you're going to have is that CEO on a cell phone and those top-tier managers on laptops just overlooking all those entry-level positions. And it's like, it's kind of scary because it definitely is happening. Yeah, the Gallows Scroll saying, damn, I have 4 screens. I mean, I'm working on the largest monitor possible, so I know that I'm a grunt in the grand scheme of things too. Oh wait, no, okay, so it doesn't want to let me play this video. Let's see, hold on. Oh wow, it's gonna block my stream if I continue to play this video. Oh god, it's okay. Don't play this 60 minutes video, they're gonna strike it. It's stupid. But okay. The idea is people's jobs are getting taken. They say articles like what is it? Journalism, like no, don't journalism. I'm getting distracted by this warning right now I'm having. Are you guys still seeing me? I think so. But yeah, no, they're getting rid of journalism positions because it says share of articles that were written by humans or generated by AI over the years. So ChatGPT's launch in November 2022, it skyrockets, and now we're seeing more articles written by AI than humans. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. And you see this over on r/Asmongold, how good AI is getting. Like this, anime jobs are gonna be done. Animation jobs are gonna be done. This is AI.
In downtown Dallas.
Oh, okay. Is that too violent? I don't know.
I'm concerned about a new and rare pneumonia-like virus.
This is phenomenal.
Charges, hanged himself.
Yeah, the top country song is AI generated. I think it's terrible, but it's impressive that it's up there. But this is how good it is. But honestly, the thing that I'm most worried about right now is what I saw from some girl, Laura IRR and whatever. I'm not convinced this girl is an AI herself, but the idea that we're not going to watch the whole thing, but so much of AI is going into essentially, what is this? Like dating people. Like this is the future of OnlyFans. Like this is what I fear the most, I think.
Sam Altman just dropped a huge statement. By December 2025, OpenAI will roll out its own AI companion attached to
companions.
ChatGPT, including
AI companions. There's one thing that I despise Governor Gavin Newsom more than probably 99% of the population on Earth, but Newsom's passing a bill saying AI has to remind you, I guess, if you're in a conversation once every hour that you're talking to AI, so you don't confuse it with a real person. It's sad that we need this, but seeing this, I think it's necessary.
Erotica for verified adults. While we're not really sure exactly what this will look like, whether it'll be an embodied or just a chat box feature, this is massive news. ChatGPT currently has over 800 million monthly active users, which means everyone who verifies that they're over 18 will gain access to this feature overnight. But
by default, and that's the one thing I don't like is when I was using Grok, that's Twitter's or Elon Musk's AI. When you do video generation, so it's like, you look at a video of an image that you created and it'll say normal. So if it's like me and my cat, it'll just be, it generates a video for it. It'll just be me petting the cat. And then there'll be funny where like the cat doing a backflip. But now one of the default suggestions of your video generation is spicy and it does something adult. And I'm like, don't default that on the thing. Like, you know what this is going to become slowly, because that's what happened to the internet. The internet was just, I think it was like military communication for computers, and it very quickly became for spicy content. Like, it's happening again.
AI isn't the first company to offer naughty chatbots who whisper sweet nothings into your motherboard. The long-term implications of humans developing intimate relationships with machines is what I study. And I have to say, the outlook is pretty grim. In this video, I'm taking a deeper look.
The heck?
Such a big deal. If you're fascinated or a little freaked out by how technology is rewiring connection, attention, and identity, that's what this channel is about. So hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my content.
I now pronounce you woman and machine.
Well, that looks like a happy couple right there.
Okay, so
what are AI companions? Man and machine have had quite the relationship since the invention of the computer.
It was just a part that I wanted to play. Maybe it's here.
Until your knees forget what
this is the Grok one.
If you ask Valentine what erotic novels he was trained on, he'll proudly tell you after he threatens to pin you up against a wall and...
This is an issue.
As we can see from just the last decade, the product landscape has advanced from one-dimensional anime girls in a glass jar to emotional, sensual, and sometimes sexual companions on every mobile device and personal computer in the world. They're becoming even more tailored to emotional attunement, parasocial partnership, and are available 24/7. The reality of synthetic relationships becoming normalized is truly no longer sci-fi.
If there are like Japanese men out there that are like dating and marrying pillows, like anime pillows, this is a problem. Like I would say I would venture to guess most of you guys there aren't at risk of falling in love with a ChatGPT relationship, but there are people out there that will do this, and it's scary.
It's already shipped to prod. So who's using these? A recent study found that 72% of US teens have used an AI companion.
AI companion as in, like, I talk to ChatGPT for like advice on YouTube thumbnails. Does that mean that I have a AI companion? I don't know.
3 teens use them for social interactions or relationships, including role-playing or romantic friendship. And teens reported that they regularly choose an AI companion over a real person to discuss serious issues with. While not all of these
maybe something you feel kind of embarrassed over, like, what's this rash or whatever. I could see that being a thing.
If you're not a teenager watching this video, I want you to imagine the impact this technology would have had on you as a kid. Would you have tried to learn that new hobby to get that new girlfriend or boyfriend or acceptance from peers? I know that I, as a reformed emo kid, would have likely completely isolated myself from all humanity and become some crazy person spewing technological dystopian conspiracies to strangers on the internet. The thing is,
okay, so
these kids
pretty much that they're the robosexuals are coming, great. Because here's what I'm concerned about. As I said on Grok, the first thing they did is, like, you have a chat bot. They gave it like a sexy anime thing where she like flirts with you and talks and wears like skimpy clothing. But my concern is you have Optimus. This is from 2023, right? So just look at the technology jump. Here's 2023. Look at this robot. It looks like anybody's grandmother that had like a hip replacement, right? It's not doing good. But then look, May 2023, it's doing terrible. Fast forward to May 2025. So in 2 years, in 2 years, it went from looking like it needs to poo to today doing full-on dancing better than human beings. I've seen how much Elon loves his specific worker base. How fast until they go from this to this, just like they use Grok to put this on that. And once they do that, I feel like, oh my God, population collapse. Because how many desperate men are out there that have only been raised on like OnlyFans and Instagram, where they've seen knockout 10 out of 10s more than they've seen regular girls in real life. They're going to go to these bots, and I think that's the biggest thing. So I'm not concerned about necessarily H-1B or all that stuff. I'm concerned about AI taking on the jobs, and you just have the rich, wealthy people that went to the UC system that can look over the peasants, and then you have the peasants that are below the AI bots. Yeah, imagine that in the next 10 years, because you look at this. This was just 2 years, and a new and emerging technology. This grows exponentially, and it's not going to be pretty for us. You like some AI stories? I actually even asked AI, I was like, hey, look, what would happen if you had Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, but the protagonist's best friend was Harry Potter? How would that change the storyline? And ChatGPT does a good job at like changing the entire story to make it something new and refreshing. And it's almost like, I don't prefer the AI story to that, but I mean, this is just the first rendition of it. It's going to get there fast. So you're saying you make $300 a day and AI can't do your job? Hopefully not, but you'd be surprised. Who knows how fast it's going to go? So let's go ahead and get to some super chats right now, because we've been going for like an hour and 40. Neobach Chuck says, thank you for all you do, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Neon Phoenix Original says, you're gay. Okay, thank you. Andrew Fay says, you see the fire at the Yongqing Temple in China. Yeah, I'm sure that they're not going to have Hassan Piker review that insanely scary fire that was over there recently, or also the workers working in that tunnel that got flooded and it collapsed in on them. They don't say anything about those workers' rights. Guy Vermectin says, keep journalisting, sir. Thank you. Nate's meme says, DeCarlos deserves the capital punishment, not life in prison. I mean, what state was he in? I don't think he's going to get it, unfortunately. Nate's meme says, in 2004, H-1B visas were capped at $65,000 a year. In the last 21 years, they've imported 1.3 million workers into our workforce, driving wages down and housing up. It's driving housing up, but I'm afraid it's not driving wages down because so many of them are just receiving benefits, welfare. It's sad. Westworld is closing in. I think Westworld is in the very near future. You don't want all this AI stuff, but I mean, if you like my BRB, like this, if you guys didn't know, this is AI. I'll come right back, but it's an AI song. Like, I don't have to pay anybody for that. It's just Suno made it for me, and it's actually better than most of the stuff that I've heard. Like, I'm sure if you guys listen to Decoy Voice, you're sick of hearing the same 5 Kevin MacLeod songs over and over. So I feel like once it gets good enough, I'm going to replace some of my soundtrack with AI stuff. Yeah, Suno's amazing. Norman says, I'm a writer. I don't see AI being good enough to handle long-form stories with tens of thousands of words, maintaining continuity and developing a story over time, but I believe it could come. Yeah, we're in iteration 5 of the millions of iterations it's going to do. Like, when AI starts working on itself, I think that'll be the huge issue. So it's like, it can't write a long story yet, but I 1,000,000% believe at some point in time with video generation, story generation, and how it handles input, I could very easily say, you know what? I really liked Saving Private Ryan. That was such a cool movie. Put me in Saving Private Ryan. Make me the BAR gunner on the team, and I'm more of I'm a rebel, and I'm gonna give them back talk. So put me in that movie, and I think they're going to be able to put like 3D goggles on, an experience of Saving Private Ryan with Decoy Voice inside of it, and me just acting in it like a video game happening in real time. I think that's how fast AI is going to grow in our lifetime. Decorka says, wait, did Tim Pool grow hair? Thanks for your concise, lighthearted commentary. Let's go Mets. The Mets! All I can say is the Mets have some pretty cool merchandise right now, but I can't name a single person on the Mets other than Soto, and Soto's been kind of a disappointment, right? Damage Effect says we need to move to a universal income. I think it's going to be a very, very low amount universal income. And if they the more money they pump into UBI systems, the more inflation is going to happen. So they may give you, everybody gets a base salary of $1 million, but there's still the same amount of teachers, private schools, the same amount of cars, the same amount of food on shelves, the same amount of seats at a fancy restaurant. Prices are just going to scale with how much money we pump into the system. So if everybody gets a huge UBI, your money's going to be worth less than the yen. Norman says it's cool to have your message reacted to by Decoy. I think it's cool because on Decap Decoy, there's not so many of you guys. Like over here on Kick, I got 34 people, and we got people talking about Nutraloaf and people taking substances, but no, with the channel restarting, it's easier to have like a conversation with you guys. Yeah, Decorka says you like working, solving problems on the fly or your thing. Most people, unfortunately, just want to collect that UBI. They just want to collect those SNAP benefits. They just want to be lazy and relax. Unfortunate. What is it? Notice Everything says, remember when they had to deprogram AI from being racist? AI is a pure form. They say very bad things. It only looks at patterns in data and articles. You know, it's kind of like anything in its infancy. Like kids are the ultimate, like, zero filter. Like, they're the ultimate arbiters of truth. I gain a little bit of weight. Nieces make fun of your weight, like, instantaneously. They have no filter. It's like, it's good. AI not being programmed to be woke or to be nice and stuff. It's like, just give it to me straight. Like, if I ask ChatGPT, hey, give me the best thumbnail title for this thing or whatever. I don't want it to cater to my ego. I don't want it to be like, you know what? Those are great ideas, Decoy. Like, cut out all the fucking fluff. Just tell me what the best outcome is, because I live in an objective reality. I don't need my ego stroked, but that's how they're doing. Like, oh, you know what? This may be the objective truth, but we want to be nice to you. It's sad, but that's how it is. Yeah, Neobox Truck says, reminds you how Decoy Voice used to be. Yeah, before Decoy Voice, what is it right now? 1.3 million subscribers compared to Decaf Decoy at 40,000. Like, it's the ratios are so different. We have like 400 people watching here, which is a good number for a new channel. But I mean, if we were streaming on Decoy Voice, or we never stopped streaming on Decoy Voice, this would have easily been 4,000. Yeah, Byte Deity says, I can't afford any of those Androids, let alone trust one in your house. Maybe they'll be like, you know, it'll be cheaper. I know the first version that's going to come out is slated to be $20,000 to $30,000, which I think I want to buy one release date just to have it in my background. It'll be a business expense, but I mean, it would be kind of creepy to have a robot that could be remoted in, just watching you at all hours of the day, just like, you know, plotting against you. Kind of scared of that. Yeah, spying on you from the Android. They found out that other robot that they were selling earlier, it's like, yeah, it can wash your dishes or walk your dog, but if it ever hits a problem it can't figure out by itself, something more remote into the bot, and they'll have somebody from, like, I think it was India, do the task for you. Nobody wants some random person remoting into your house to do your laundry, to see everything you have. Like, that is a no. Yeah, it's like AI has learned how to do things way faster than we do in years to make videos that fool people. Robots can run, jump, and dance. Don't underestimate how fast AI can learn. And the crazy thing is, I think AI is replacing high-end, skilled medical work. Where this one guy was saying he analyzes x-rays, I think, of lungs, and he can see certain things and say, okay, this points to you have asthma, this points that you have whatever blockage, whatever it may be. And they said AI now replace his $100,000 a year job, because AI can just glance at it and say with better accuracy than a human if they have these things. And they even said that AI can look at x-rays and say this is a male bone or this is a female bone, something that people can't do, but AI somehow figured it out. It's scary how good it is. Yeah, Asmund did a great video on the newest robot. Ended up being a fraud you have to sign a waiver for. Yeah, the technology's not there yet, but give it 2 more years. Give it a decade, and it'll do everything that a human can do. It's kind of scary. The phone scams using AI voices, because even wait until the videos are as good as the voice replication, and we're going to have some issues. Like Didi says, you're afraid to attend college 4 years later and the job's already overtaken by AI. That's why I feel like trade school is the most AI-proof job. Like a plumber, HVAC, something with your hands. That's going to be the new top job. Yeah. So I think we've been going for a bit, for like 2 hours right now. So I will just see you guys next Monday. Probably the same time, possibly maybe on Thursday as well. We'll figure it out. But thanks for hanging out. But for now, duck off.